I did a Victorian diet. I was on a Channel 4 program, and I had to be a Victorian on a diet, and we ate a lot of meat. And, sorry?
Does that involve gin?
Yeah.
Gin. We did get to have an now and again, actually.
Okay.
But I had to eat a lot of meat, and then there was 3 teams. There was the 1920s team, and then there was the Edwardians and the Victorians, and I was a Victorian, so I had to wear a corset, and we had to do we had to wear all the costumes, and we had to live like Victorians, and do the exercises that they used to do in the day, and everything.
Who won?
It was, I think the 1920s people won, because they were literally living on celery and cucumber and apples.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't
but we did.
Sorry, was the Victorian diet? I mean, was there a solid diet? Was the Victorian diet not very much based on class as well? Because I remember hearing once, you know, cherubs, the chubby kids with wings that are now angels. They are because in I think it was the Victorian era, to show your social status, you had commodities like sugar and everything that were quite expensive. So you would show your wealth by not force feeding, but by feeding your child a large amount of sugar, and they would get obese and die at a young age, and that is how we have cherubs. Really? Isn't that sinister?
You've just ruined Valentine's Day for me.
Charlie always ruins Valentine's Day.
My mum's got a few questionable ornaments in the bathroom now that I'm not too sure about. Just these little, poor fat kids that died by the mirror.
Well, also, I used to think, obviously, just from a scientific point of view, those little wings couldn't carry that fat body around. How did that work? I mean, it seems to be, it's like bees. They're not supposed to be able to fly. I always thought the same with cherubs.
Yeah, so not only would they die from being force-fed sugar, they'd also die from not being able to fly.
Yeah, or the embarrassment of just trying to take off a lot.
Yeah. Do you reckon they were clipped?
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Do you feel you're now currently at a sort of a happier place with this situation, or is it just more of the same?
No, I think I'm always going to be like it. I just think it's a life, and I don't think I'll ever feel comfortable. Because I've had so much therapy, I think that highlights everything and makes me think about things more. And sometimes if I'm in a hurry and sometimes I'll be in a rush and I'll go and grab a burger from McDonald's and I feel like people are judging me for eating it. And I feel bad about
they're probably
it.
not. Do you know what I mean? Actually, they're probably not. That's just in your head.
No, of course not. It's me. It's my head. And there's also every Monday is diet day, and that's been for years. So it's like if I have a bad weekend, I'm like, right, tomorrow I'm going to do this. And it's never tomorrow I'm just going to eat a bit less and start swimming again. It's always tomorrow I'm going to cut out carbs. It's always something extreme. It's, and it's really hard to get out of that. And the CBT therapist got frustrated with me because she was trying to get me out of doing that. And I kept saying, but I don't want to eat bread. And,
But I mean, what's personally your motivation here? I mean, is it you personally, are unhappy with your current weight and you want to change that, or you want to be fitter, or do you feel actually it's just an awful lot of pressure from other people?
I don't think people are genuinely pressuring me. It's just something that I think in my head that people are thinking. But I do want to lose weight, and I'm always up and down with my weight. I've been thin, and I actually used to think, if I was thinner, everything would be better, life would be better, I'd get better boyfriends, and my career would be better. But I actually lost a lot of weight a few years. I was going out with a bloke who was horrible to me. So it just doesn't make a difference if you're fat or thin. The bloke's a dick, he's a dick. But I at the moment I'm just bigger than I want to be, and I am getting older, so I want to feel better.
What's your Twitter handle?
Funny Susie B.
Okay, well, listen, thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Excellent.
I'm going to go get some chicken now.
Yeah.
So,
we're going to order a pizza.
Cheers.
Yeah. Take care. Bye, Susie.
Thanks, Susie.
Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I quite like the way Charlie asked Susie questions and then went on to answer them as well.
I was just trying to clarify what I actually meant.
Typical man. Yeah, if I'm going to say so myself. Look, love.
So, Susie,
here's what I want to know, but here's what you're feeling at the same time.
So, Susie, would you say your answer to this question would be...
I just wondered.
Just make a slight noise if you agree with me, agreeing with you.
I guess she did agree. So we'll
I don't know much about Susie, but she sounded lovely. She sounded really nice, and it was. I got to say, she was very honest about talking about her her issues with weight. I thought that was pretty decent.
Very,
to do that.
yeah,
So,
very honest.
But, I just think, it kind of reinforces what we were talking about before. I think, it just must be a nightmare, an absolute nightmare, to have all this stuff thrown at you constantly from every type of media. I mean, like she was saying at the beginning, like she's on Facebook and straight away she gets 25 diets down the left-hand side of the screen simply based on her profile. So, just everything is doing it to you. Also she made a point about McDonald's, wasn't it? About like she has a McDonald's, she feels people are judging her, but it's in her head. People aren't like tutting and stuff. So, and I was trying to get that out when I was talking to her about it, where she was sort of saying, I asked her was she happy as she is now, and she was like, I always want to diet, and I felt she feels that it's pressure from other people, but maybe it's the same thing. It's like there's like an inner monologue or an inner dialogue in her head. There's her narrative and what she thinks other people are thinking about her the whole time, and that just must be a fucking nightmare to negotiate.
Yeah, Frank, and you say it must be, but I feel some of that. I mean, it's in much to a much lesser extent for men, but you get, all of the men's magazines that say you have to have a 6-pack and you have to be in sort of this gym fit state. It's the same thing. I mean, in no way is it to the same extent, but
it's getting that way.
Yeah.
But another thing is, like, from what I've been reading and finding out, that the people that are on the front of those bodybuilding covers, they're genetically built to actually get those bodies.
You mean like robots?
Yeah. Nature's robots.
Or like those really great chickens that they do for KFC.
Yeah, the ones that are in cage, like
modified
electrodes. But I mean,
there's a battery farm somewhere with muscly guys. So what you're saying, why isn't anyone exposing this? That sounds really cruel.
But like gyms make money by selling the impossible dream. Really,
yeah.
I mean, they tap into, oh God, I want to look like that guy, and they just don't have the genetic makeup from throughout the family and the generations to necessarily get that stature. But the gym won't tell you that.
I think if you really want to look like some guy, I think you should just fuck him.
Yeah.
Just get it over and done with. Accept that's who you are and move on.
We're becoming increasingly superficial.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the superficial society we live in, and that's the thing that these wizards, these nutritionists are the gatekeepers of. They're the ones creating this superficial society and making us all worship each other in gyms.
But they make it harder for the general public to understand, because if you listen to the nutritionists, they're not talking about food. They're talking about all these abstract nutritional bits of information. So a supermarket now is full of more nutrition words than actual just fucking food.
Do you know,
words.
I had this the other day. I went into Tesco's and the biggest word on a pack of fish fingers wasn't fish fingers.
No,
it was omega-3.
Ah, that's all bollocks. All the omega-3 stuff.
Omega-3, for fuck's sake, that was in fish fingers and fish all along. They've just drawn it out as this big kind of selling sort of proposition to the customer. Now people have seen it on vitamins and stuff like that.
Exactly what it is. Yeah. It is now. People's concern over health has been nothing but another huge marketing wave for food manufacturers and food companies.
Do they still have Captain Birdseye on the packet as well?
He's much smaller now. They can barely fit him in because
he's Omega Man.
Yeah, Captain Omega.
Captain Omega with tight Nike on.
It seems like with that beard, if he was a real person, he'd definitely be getting investigated by you, Tree.
Yeah, you're on thin ice here, Charlie.
No, your beard is nowhere near as fit as that.
Excuse me. Obviously, I do like the way that these products, change their character on a decade by decade basis. Because I remember when I was growing up, it was, Captain Birdseye was sort of cuddly, and he was kind of like, "Arr," and all this kind of stuff. And then he had a submarine. Something I don't know why they had that. I think it was
I remember the submarine.
And then they went for a younger version of him. Who was like, he had stubble, right? Do you remember that? It was quite strange because he was like in his 20s and very handsome with a submarine full of young kids, and he was going out looking for fish fingers.
And he was called Captain for completely different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So and now obviously it's now about omega-3. So it just keeps changing and changing. They'll just find any way to flog it. If it's somehow beneficial to be a rapist, they would use that as their, as their. Did I get too far there?
Yeah, I think you've just gone too far, mate. Yeah.
Let me go back another notch. There's somehow.
The bit where you said rapist for me was.
That really pushed you over the limit.
But sorry, I wasn't listening to the context. So what were you going to say?
You were just hearing blah 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 rapist, blah blah, and that woke you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, just look at fucking sugar-covered cereals. The amount of health claims that they've got on there. It's just like, It's just amazing. I don't think that that's so much of an issue in the UK because I think we cut down on the amount of additives and stuff, and I don't think they do that so much in the US at the moment. But you just go down the aisle, it's sugar this, sugar that, but it's all of these. Oh, but it's great for you. But it's mental. Just have an egg.
I think, yeah.
Just have an egg.
That sounds like a catchphrase on the making.
Just have an egg.
Just have an egg, mate.
So that's the end of part 1 of Fad Diet and Nutritionist. Look out for the second part of this podcast. Only available through Sunday Spit Roast. If you'd like to get involved in the discussion, please follow us with the Twitter handle, Sunday Spit Roast. You can also like us on facebook.com/SundaySpitRoast or go old school with www.sundayspitroast.com. Bye.